If an employee is injured on the job, what is your first plan of action? Do you immediately send the injured worker to the emergency room? Do you remember to call your workers' compensation insurance provider the moment an injury occurs? Central is making the process easier than ever to report a claim, save on medical expenses, and get your employees back to work as safely and quickly as possible. By partnering with S1 Medical Nurse Triage, Central promises our workers' compensation customers that no matter when an injury occurs, a registered nurse will be available to make sure your injured worker is getting the professional medical assessment they deserve and to reduce any unnecessary workers' compensation claims and costs. Within moments of an accident, an injured worker and their employer can immediately call Central's designated S1 Medical Nurse Triage service to determine the most appropriate care for the injured worker. Every injured worker will speak directly with a registered nurse who will help assess the right level of care and determine if further medical treatment is necessary. As part of the triage process, the nurse will ask personal, medically directed questions. If the supervisor or manager wishes to speak to the nurse after the call to determine the final resolution, the injured worker should allow them to speak to the nurse before the phone call has ended. Once the registered nurse has completed the call with the injured worker and their employer, an injury report is immediately created and sent directly to Central in real time. Central will then handle the claim and reach out to the injured worker for continued care and support throughout the process. If further medical treatment is recommended, S1 will also send a provider notice to the medical clinic in advance of the injured employee's arrival. Medical Nurse Triage is now Central's standard for the first notice of loss and how all workers' compensation claims will be reported. Medical Nurse Triage is designed to help with injuries that are not life, limb, or eyesight threatening. If the injured worker has a serious injury that requires emergency medical services, call 911 or your local EMS immediately. Combining nurse triage and taking a first notice of loss quickly connects an injured worker with a nurse who can guide them to the right medical care. It reduces lag time in reporting and further reduces expenses from unnecessary claims. Remember, calling the medical nurse triage at 1-877-311-0074 is the only way to report a workers' compensation claim and the first notice of loss. Together, Central and S1 Medical will continue to provide the highest level of excellence, integrity, and peace of mind that you deserve. Call 1-877-311-0074 to report your next workers' compensation claim.